Hello and welcome back to the channel. We've played up till November off camera. Results have been as follows. Last time you saw us, it was the 2-0 victory over Cambridge City. Since then we lost 1-0 against Carlton, 3-2 against Alzoin, 1-0 against Loughborough, 1-0 against Spalding. We got a 1-1 draw with Sutton Coldfield, a 2-2 draw with Newark. Then we put a bit of a run together, 3-0 victory over Chasetown, 3-1 over Belper. We then lost in the FA Trophy first qualifying round, a 1-0 victory over Shepshed, 2-0 victory over Bedworth United, and then in the last two games we lost 2-1 against Histon and a 2-2 draw against Stamford, which puts us in 9th place. We have 21 points from 15 games. After a very poor start to the season, we've put a nice little run together and we now sit in 9th. And as for the playing staff, Brandon Taverner, top goal scorer, 8 goals from 15 games. Lewis Clement's got 4 from 14, 6 starts, 8 substitute appearances. In terms of assists, 3 for Morgan Piper, 2 for Connor Benson, 2 for Emmanuel Abamakimwa, 2 for Zach Pianim, 2 for Alex Turner, and then 1 for Matthew Fenton, Neville Zembla, Hamill Campbell, and Brandon Taverner. In with those results, there was a couple of penalties that we conceded that gave away games. The game against Carlton, we conceded a penalty and lost 1-0. We conceded a penalty against Halzoin as well. Early on in the game, we lost that game 3-2. Loughborough, we conceded a last-minute goal, and the Spalding game, we conceded an 88th minute penalty. So we had a bit of bad luck in those games. Wasn't all bad on our part. We had some poor performances. That Spalding game, as you can see here, 3 red cards, which is, I have never had that happen to me before. Absolute woeful from the team, and to only walk off with a 1-0 defeat with an 88th minute penalty, being down to 8 men, was maybe a little bit of an achievement, But anyway, we're going to get into today's game. Turner now in to Campbell. Douglas, nice little triangles played. Taverner goes back to Campbell. Turner to Douglas. Taverner with his back to goal yet again, not where you want to. Through ball. Neville Zembla's there, and he puts it in at the near post for his second goal of the season. It was a fantastic through ball from Brandon Taverner, and Neville Zembla with a brilliant finish. Lovely little play into Taverner, back to goal. Douglas with the ball, and Zembla was onto it. And then Zembla with a great finish. Douglas, Fenton, into Taverner, back to goal yet again into Zembla, back to Fenton, hits the shot from distance and Marsh just tips it around the post for a corner kick. Throw-in looks long and it'll be headed away, but Fenton will pick it up. Douglas, Taverner trying to get past his man, he can't, gives it back to Benson, comes in field from the left, chips that ball over the top. Taverner force wide, and Zembla, can he get the cross in? He goes down, and it's going to be a penalty. And is there going to be a second yellow card? No, there's not. But Neville Zembla has a chance to make it 2-0 from the spot. Steps up, right-footed, scores 2-0. Hinckley Leicester Road lead here away at FC Romania, and that should be the game in the bag now with 20 minutes left on the clock. A 2-0 victory here in the opening game of the episode. Neville Zembla at the double. His first goal was a lovely finish at the goalkeeper's near post after a through ball from Key Douglas. Second goal, a penalty which he won. He then got up and scored from the spot, 2-0, 7.7, which says to me that he didn't have a great game despite the 2 goals. Key Douglas with an 8 there in the central midfield. Lynch also with a 7.8. We move up to 6th place with that win, 24 points from 16 games, 1 point behind Sutton Coldfield, 3 behind Belper. Corn running away with it at the top, 6 points clear of Carlton, and 11 points clear of us, who sit just outside the playoff places. Just a quick rundown of the transfer history for anyone who hasn't seen it, and if I haven't kept it updated. As of this season, the players brought in William Putt, who's a left back, Emmanuel Abakinwa, who's a centre back, Matthew Fenton and Bobby Flitcroft, both central midfielders, and Scott Rees, who is a defensive midfielder, can also play at centre back. And we've lost Johnny Gorman on loan. We've got a decent bit of money coming in from him, I think £300 a month we got coming in, and Danny Geno went to Harlow on a free. Back end of last season, we also brought in Brandon Taverner, Zach Pianim, Taylor Anakin, Alex Turner, Lewis Tallack, So brought in 10 new players. We haven't changed the squad an awful lot. Like I say, some of these players were still here last year. Morgan Piper, Samuel Nsumbu, Camel Campbell, Jack Lynch, Keith Douglas, Neville Zembla, going down there as far as Nick Jackson, Connor Benson, Lewis Clements, Joseph Lyne, Jack Edwards, all here last season. So I think we've improved the squad. We've kept the nucleus of the team together. In terms of dynamics right now, two changes for this game against Grantham at the Leicester Road Stadium. Jackson comes in on the left wing. Clements comes in up front. It's 6th against 9th. Big game. Hopefully we can break into those playoff places today with a victory. So let's get into it. Hinckley, Leicester Road versus Grantham. Headed away. Shaw will try and pick it up. And he does. Infield to Henry. Harris hits the shot. And it's hit the woodwork and passed back to Piper so calmly by Campbell. Cleared away. Kasongo looks for Alakambi. Alakambi to the bottom, pulls it back. McLean, Kasongo, Paris, ball over the top. Sure, there's an offside there. There wasn't. He's hit the post. Yes, he was offside. McLean, another in-swinging corner. Ball in. Christie with the header, and he heads it over. Thrown in the left full-back area. Campbell will get it back. Brings it forward. Infield to Edwards. One more time to Fenton. Into Taverner now. Inside left channel. Back to Turner. Infield to Fenton, Edwards, and Zembla. There's a ball out to the right there of Anakin. Anakin, can he get the cross in? Holds the ball up. It's a cross towards the far stick. Turner with the header, and it's onto the top of the net. Songo now in the centre of the pitch to Olakambi. McLean's outside of him. Infield to Shaw, and he's hit the post. And Campbell and Obakimwa can nonchalantly get the ball away. You know your second best when your three best players are your goalkeeper and two of your defenders. Piper with a 7.5, Campbell with a 7.1, and Obakimwa with a 7.1 also. Just didn't create anything. 7 shots, 4 on target. The XG was poor. Grantham probably deserved something out of it. A couple of good chances, but they just couldn't find the net. Hit the woodwork, I think, on 2 occasions. And we get out of it with a 0-0 draw. And it'll suit us. Just keep picking up the points. That's all we need to keep doing at this point in the season. And it's another point here at home. So we've got our first job offer of the save. AFC Mansfield, who, as it turns out, are in the tier below. Or 2 tiers below. So not something that I'm going to entertain. But it's nice to be impressing other boards. Very impressed with my great performance at Hinckley Leicester Road, which is why they've identified me as one of the top candidates. Not interested, thank you, but it's nice to be wanted. Game 3, we take on Wisbech, who were one of the favourites to go down at the start of the season. 2 changes yet again. Benson comes in on the left, Taverner comes in up front. Changes to the same positions, the striker and the left winger. Hopefully we can create a bit more going forward in this game. So let's get into it. Another home game, Hinckley Leicester Road versus Wisbech. Anakin now gets towards the ball on the right hand side. Infield to Enzembla. Fenton. Anakin with the cross. Benson gets up and the header. Forsyth gets down to his right. There wasn't a lot of power in it. Connor Benson is a small player. He would have to generate a lot of that power. And McLaughlin wins that ball there and he's hit the bar from about 25 yards. As Hinckley Leicester Road can bring it away, and Zembla here on the right hand side goes back to Obakimwa. And he goes forward looking for Taverner, but Richards will mop up. But Taverner gets it, and Brandon Taverner smashes it in from 20 yards. And it's 1-0 to Hinckley Leicester Road. A passage of play which saw a chance for Connor Benson at one end, a chance for the striker of Wisbech at the other, and the long ball forward from Obakimwa. Richards tries to deal with it, but the pass to Jordan is under hit, and Taverner just strikes the ball first time into the top corner of the net, and just inside 20 minutes, Hinckley Leicester Road lead by a 0-0. Goal kicks hit long, and the little flick on, I think, was by one of our defenders. Piper can just mop that up. He'll look long. Taverner will get there first in the right channel, switches that ball across. Benson takes it down, hits the shot. Connor Benson, first goal of the season for him. Lovely little finish from the left hand side. Lovely little Cop Hill celebration. The ball was hit long. Taverner got onto it. He pulled it up, switched that ball across to Benson. Good touch. Set himself, and the finish inside the far post. 2-0, a minute before half time. The stats in this game look absolutely fantastic. We've dominated this first half. 12 shots, 11 on target to their 2 shots and 1 on target. An XG of 0.84, which shows that both of our goals were a little bit unexpected. No clear-cut chances for either team, but we've got to be happy where we are now. Brandon Taverner with the goal and an assist. Connor Benson getting the other. 2-0 as we head into the second half. Flitney. Short free kick into here. Goes back to Flitney. Boy, top, can Andrews take it down? He does. Back to goal. Puts it into Thompson. That's a lovely little finish by Remy Thompson. 2-1. 20 minutes to play. And that's really the first major opportunity that Wisbech have created. And they've scored it. And it's a little bit worrying now with 20 minutes on the clock. 2-1. They're back in the game. Good ball from Andrews. Thompson hit it early. Piper was caught off guard. And it's 2-1. Piper looks long now. Taverner will take it down. Back to Turner. He gives it to Flitcroft. Lynch. Edwards. Worked it from right to left. Benson. Lynch. There's a ball out there to the right back. They don't use it. Goes into Taverner. He's hit the woodwork from 25 yards. Be cleared away. Andrews will look for right. And that ball goes out of play for a throw in to Hinckley Leicester Road. Piper looks long now. Taverner will take it down. Back to Turner. He gives it to Flitcroft. Lynch. Edwards. Worked it from right to left. Benson. Lynch. There's a ball out there to the right back. They don't use it. Goes into Taverner. He's hit the woodwork from 25 yards. Be cleared away. Andrews will look for right. And that ball goes out of play for a throw in to Hinckley Leicester Road. Flitney with his throw on the right hand side. Thompson. Kunja. Looks for Chessel. Thompson with the strike, and Remy Thompson scores his second. There's a looping volley from the edge of the box over Piper, and with 90 seconds to go, Wisbech, completely against the run of play, had made it 2-2. Kunja with the ball in. It was headed by Chessel, and Thompson with the volley looped it over Piper. Fantastic finish. Hinckley Leicester Road 2, Wisbech 2, and they're going to get a draw out of this after a game that we've dominated. Hinckley Leicester Road 2, Wisbech 2, on top, dominated the first half. We conceded that goal with 18 minutes to play, and then we were just hanging on towards the end, and Remy Thompson got his second of the game, and it's finished 2-2. That is disappointing considering where we were, but looking on the positive, point to point, but from where we were with 18 minutes to play, 2 points lost definitely feels more like a defeat than we go into the last game of the episode away against Corn. They're the league leaders, they're the league favourites. We've made one change going into it. Talek comes in for Anakin, who is suspended. Corn have been beaten twice. Rugby and Halzoin have both beaten them, so there's a chance we can get at them, but we've been conceding some very sloppy goals of late, so we need to be better than that. I definitely think we're missing Casey Allen. I think he would have been ideal for this league, but alas, he's not here. We've got the partnership of Abakinwa and Nsumbu as the centre backs, so let's get into it. This is going to be one hell of a tough game, and let's hopefully end this video unbeaten in the 4 games that we've played in November. Clivens now in the left back position, goes to Hall. Brown. Clark gets in behind the full back towards the byline. Trying to get across. Stanley's there and he fires it home. Cameron Stanley, the man who looks about 9 years old, has fired the ball in. First real chance of the game. Corn lead by a goal to 0. The ball over the top. Clark was in behind in the channel. Pulled it back to Stanley. Side-footed finish. Good power on it from about 8 yards. Corn lead 1-0. Lynch in swinging corner. Now we'll put it in. Missed by everyone in Zembla, and it's cleared off the line and it's smashed away for a throw in. Clark with the free kick. Missed by everyone. It's tapped in by Louis Clarkson. 2-0. Sloppy goal to give away. It was a simple free kick. It was a straight ball. And it seems to have gone over everyone. Strachan went up for it. He missed it. And it just bounced in front of Clarkson, who just guided it into the net beyond Piper. And it's 2-0. And that's a very, very sloppy goal to concede. Clivens with the throw in our right back position. Gets the ball back. Goes to Hall. Good crossing. Clarkson and when it's not your day, it's not your day. And Morgan Piper has just spilled that ball into his own goal. It's straight at him. I'm not sure what he's trying to do to save that ball there, but he just spilled it into his own net. It's 3-0. And Corn come again now. Henry, all the time in the world, looks for Gamble. Campbell outside of him. Clarkson, lovely little 1-2. Campbell now on the outside of his man. Forced to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Dunn. But there's so much space. We're so deep. As Henry's ball up towards Stanley, he flicks it on. Brown gets the shot away. They've scored 2 goals in a couple of minutes. 4-0. Great strike. Piper doesn't get anywhere near it. Goalkeeper was somewhere that I didn't think we needed to strengthen in the summer. But Morgan Piper there. I mean, it's a good strike, but it's not in the corner. The goalkeeper should be saving that. He should be getting a hand to it at the very least. He doesn't. And 6 shots on target, 4 goals. They've been absolutely clinical today. We've provided nothing. And we're 4-0 down at half time, and I don't know how we get back from this. We've got into the players at half time, and we've gone for an early berate as well, just trying to get a little bit of passion out of the boys here. But I mean, there's so many poor ratings that, you know, who do you bring up? 4 players playing a 6.1, 3 playing a 6.2, 2 playing a 6.3. There's only Lynch and Talek that have got any kind of pride from this game, and even that's limited. 6.6 and 6.5. William put. Let's take Neville and Zembla off Alex Turner, and then let's take off Emmanuel Obakimwa, and let's bring on Zach Pianim. Not going to make any difference, a triple substitution there, but Hall now picks it up in our right back position. Clibbens gets the ball in, Putt heads it away. Taverner now can bring it away, but it's 1-on-3. There's men getting forward either side of him though. Can he find one of them? He hangs onto the ball, infield to Douglas, gives it to Turner, back to Fenton. Douglas now chips that ball to Talek on the right side. Ball in. Taverner's there. Bullets a header in. 4-1. Consolation goal, but a little bit of pride here in the second half. Well worked. Turner back to Fenton. He gave the ball to Douglas, who was in the centre. Chips it out to Talek. Good touch. Crosses it in, and Taverner meets it with a bullet header. 4-1. 22 minutes on the clock. And I don't think we can do the impossible and get anything out of this game. It's just a consolation. But at least there's something there, a little bit of pride, a little bit of fight from the boys. As Pianin wins that header, Turner tries to put it out to the left-hand side in Taverner. He'll get there. People need to be getting in the box. He gets the crossing, cleared away. Putt though gives it to Douglas, who fires it in. What a strike from Key Douglas. It's 4-2. There's 17 minutes left. And, I mean, is it possible? Taverner again gets the ball on the left-hand side, holds onto it. The crossing was poor. Hall clears it away, but Putt gave back to Douglas, and he's hit a thunderbolt from nearly 30 yards, and it's 4-2. There's 17 minutes left. Is there anything in this for us? We're going to demand a little bit more, even though the players have really given it all in this second half. Throwing from Putt to Fenton, gets it back, header over the bar from Turner. That was a good chance there. A deep cross from Putt. Turner got up, but headed it onto the roof of the net. As we go into the final 5 minutes, I don't think there's anything in this. I didn't go any more attacking or positive because I thought there was nothing to play for here. I didn't want to get beat 6-7, and we've come out with a 4-2 defeat, which, you know, is not great. All things said, you know, 4-2 defeat we can't be happy with, but Horner provided nothing in that second half. The XG was absolutely phenomenal in the first half, but the second half they created nothing. And we got better and better as the game went on. We just gave them that 4-goal head start. Them 2 goals in 3 minutes before the halftime break killed us completely. And we end the episode with a defeat. It's been a bit of a hit and miss episode, really. Giving those 2 goals away against Wisbech was disappointing. We got a win early on in the episode, but we end it on a defeat, and a disappointing one at that, because the first half we just did not show up. So many players with poor performances. Campbell, Obakimwa and Zembla all with a 6. Benson with a 6.1. Taverner got a 7.1 in the finish. Douglas got a 7.1 in the finish. Piper was a 6.1 as well. He was poor. He was at fault for at least 2 of the goals. But We'll go with a few more games off stream. We'll probably come back sometime in the new year in the next episode. So if you've enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time for some more action from Hinckley Leicester Road.